hereby gives you notice that you are to quit possession of the premises now occupied by you at 57 Court Street, apartment P3, New Britain, CT 06051, on or before August 4th, 2025, for the following reasons. As to Tawatha Malachi, violation of rental agreement, specifically Section 8 of your lease. Specifically, you agree the individuals identified as residents in the first section of this lease will be the sole occupant of the premises. It has come to your landlord's attention that John Doe.
I don't even have anyone staying with me.
You are the only individual identified as a resident in your lease, and your landlord has not given you permission for this individual to reside with you.
God, what am I supposed to do?
As to John Doe, you never had the right or privilege to occupy 57 Court Street, apartment P3, New Britain, CT 0.
August 4th is literally in, you know what?
051. Any payment.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I gotta make a phone call. I gotta make a phone call. I gotta call her. Because if I don't, I'll literally lose my mind.
Hello?
Hello? Hey, Shirley, it's me. It's Tawatha.
Oh, hey Tawatha, how are you?
I'm not good. I'm not good at all.
Oh, okay. Slow down. Tell me what happened.
I just got served with a notice to quit.
What?
Yeah. And I have until August 4th to get all of my stuff out, or most of everything out, or they're gonna send me a court date and start the eviction process for real.
Oh, wow.
My landlord and a few other tenants in this building have literally been harassing me for the past year.
Yeah, that is really crazy.
Like, literally, she has people stalking me, okay? People watching my every move.
So you're supposed to leave on August 4th? That's like a couple days from now. Well, did you have somebody staying with you?
Well, yes, I did. Okay, listen, just let me tell you. When my boyfriend used to stay here with me a lot, we had, arguments, but what couple doesn't fight, okay? Like, we haven't been fighting for a long time, okay? But every time we did fight or have arguments, it will always get reported back to my landlord that we had an altercation or something. And as of recently...
So they've been reporting your fights to the landlord?
Yes. And not to mention, recently I caught her coming out of one of the tenants that's involved in this apartment, and she was watching him to see which apartment he was gonna go into, and she was poking her head around the wall.
Are you serious? That sounds so sneaky. Like, what?
Exactly. So I already went and filed a report against her, but now it's this. And
so let me ask you this. Did you have any fights with one of the tenants? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out a motive, because this all just really sounds like... It just, like, there has to be a motive.
It's not that I exactly had any blowups with anybody to even receive this situation, or to be even going through the situation. I mean, me and my boyfriend were separated for like 3 weeks at the end of June, going into the 4th of July and whatnot. Me and my next door neighbor we kind of started kicking it, but lately I just felt mad drained. Like, every time like she came around, I just kept feeling so drained, and like she would just constantly call and text me nonstop, asking what I'm doing, asking what I'm cooking. It was like, I think she was just addicted to my energy. I don't know, but long story short, I found out through the grapevine, another neighbor that I considered like my father. I called him dad. She apparently went and told him. I don't even know how this transpired to this day, but one night I was cooking food for my neighbor and my boyfriend, and she went and told him everything we ate. She went and told the person that I called dad everything we ate, down to my boyfriend falling asleep on the couch and what we were watching on TV. And he asked her, "Oh, so y'all cool now? Wasn't you just snitching on him? Like, you was one of the main ones snitching on him?" And so she told him, "Oh no, it's not like that."
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. I agree. That's absolutely ridiculous.
Exactly, I know. So then, once I found out, and then and yes, and then so the day that I filed the report and I caught my landlord snooping and coming out of another tenant's apartment and whatnot, she said something that was so trivial.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was like, now watch her call my phone and ask what's going on. Like, why would you say that?
Yeah, that is so weird, and it definitely does sound like a dead giveaway. So, were you all together, or were you separate, or?
Yes, because the three of us were together. We were out and about and whatnot, and when they came in the house and told me about them finding my landlord coming out of the tenant's apartment, and then they were telling me how she was poking her head around the wall, and yeah, exactly. So when she said that, me and him kind of questioned it, like, why would she be calling you? And then that's when my boyfriend confronted her and was like, "Oh, you're the same one that got my uncle put out." Because, well, she did. She kept telling on him about stuff he was doing in the house and whatnot. Like, just watching everybody, not minding her business. Exactly. So when that happened, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I had a carbonated drink earlier and it's just all coming up. So yeah, so when that happened, we left, and because I didn't feel safe in my apartment, and honestly I've been feeling like that for a long time. Like, I can't speak how I want to in my own apartment. The walls here are paper thin, so you can literally hear everything. I wouldn't even be surprised if somebody was eavesdropping on my door right now. That's how bad it is. So
yeah, that is a breach of. That does definitely sound like a. No, in fact, that is a breach of confidentiality. Like, that definitely is. And who wouldn't want to feel, safe in their own home? You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I definitely get it.
yeah, so we went to the park to discuss further action, and we decided we would put in a police report. And the neighbor that I was chilling with agreed that she would put in what she saw and be a witness and whatnot. So I called at first, but they told me I would have to come down to the station and do it. So I went to the station, tried to place a report in, but there weren't no available officers to take my case, so I had to wait for them to call me back. Right, exactly. So when I went home and whatnot, and then after I found out all of that with, the neighbor I called dad saying that to her and she's saying that to him, I called her and I just was like, you know what? Delete my number, block me, all of that. Exactly. I cut her off because I just felt like that was my phony. Like, how you around me and you portraying to be my friend, but you snaking me the whole time? Like, it just was so weird. It was giving off bummy vibes, if you ask me. I agree. So then, with the neighbor I called dad, because my boyfriend called him, and I had to pretend I wasn't around, and he brought up the fact that I'm too loud in my apartment. Apparently he ain't like something that I said to my boyfriend and whatnot, and he was saying, oh, and I'm gonna tell her too, I'm gonna tell, like, why are you talking about me? Like, if you had some type of issue with me, you could have said it the next time you saw me. We've seen each other plenty of times since whatever day it was that you supposedly heard me in the hallway talking. And then on top of that, like, you don't even know the whole situation to be going in like that.
Yeah, I feel for you. He was definitely sticking his nose where he shouldn't have been sticking his nose.
Exactly my point. So that's why I confronted him about it. But then he goes, you know what, I'm through. I'm not talking to you no more. So of course that crushed my heart. Because then me and my boyfriend are fighting because he felt like I was targeting him when I said I was cool on everybody. But really, I low-key was. I was. I'm not gonna lie, because I just felt like you're talking about me. Why is he so comfortable?
But Tawatha, maybe he could have been trying to find the right time to, confront you about it. Some people, they do that sometimes. They hold off on saying something and, because they feel like the timing's not right. Like, that happens sometimes, Tawatha. But I understand how you feel.
I understand, but still, like, I just was mad frustrated. Like, stop doing that to people. So anyway, then, fast forward to a couple weeks later, because I did make the report. Oh yeah, and my neighbor kept, before I told her that, block my number and stuff, my neighbor kept calling and asking me, oh, did they call you back yet? And mind you, I had to tell her, all right, because you know how when people are winding down, and this ain't my first time doing this, I had to do this to her a couple times, but you know how when people are starting to wind down, now it's like that's your cue to leave. Exactly. So I told her, all right, I'm gonna go take a nap, like I'll hit you up later or whatever. So she ends up leaving the apartment. Like, literally, I honestly believe she'll stand in my house all day and night if I let her. Exactly. It's weird. It's giving off stalker. Yeah, so anyway, she kept calling me and texting me asking if the report went through or if I made the report, and I told her I would let her know when they called me. And I thank God that they didn't call me around the time that she kept hitting me up, because after I told her to lose my number, the next day she was in my landlord's office running her mouth for a long time. So I truly believe that and then this is listen to the kicker. So then when I got that notice to quit, I was on my way getting ready to do my very first pop-up shop. I'm getting everything together.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Congrats.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I was on my way to get my ice for my ice cooler, and I saw the notice to quit in my door. And when I seen it, it just was like, here we go again. Excuse me, because I had the same situation before. Last year in November, I almost got evicted because I had my family staying with me. Rent wasn't being paid like it should have been. And if it wasn't for the grace of God, I would have been put out of my place. So now we're back here. And I'm getting hit with a notice to quit due to a supposed John Doe being an thank you. Exactly. So, exactly. She's over here telling her that I supposedly have my boyfriend living with me, and I don't.
Yeah, that is betrayal to the 3rd degree.
Exactly. So, right. So when that happened, I immediately called him, and he just was like, "Are you serious?" And I told him that I had until August 4th. And what gave it away was the fact that on the letter it says it was brought to your landlord's attention. That's how I knew. Like, what? Exactly. And then tell me why I seen the other tenant that's also involved in this, the one that my landlord got caught coming out of her apartment, which I still find mad weird to this day. Then you snooping in then she runs into the laundry room, and then she waits until my boyfriend and my neighbor were out of sight to start coming around the corner. And that's when, as soon as they got into the apartment, my boyfriend looked through the peephole and saw her poking her head around the wall to see which apartment they went into. Like, this is what I'm saying. I've been going through this for a long time. So I seen that neighbor the other day, and she goes, "Hey, baby," and I ain't even respond because it's like, I know that it's you and my very direct next door neighbor, and then come to find out it's the downstairs ones that I call dad talking to, because he went and told the landlord that because my landlord returned my phone call finally, because I called her and I said, I just want to talk. How can I prove to you that I don't have nobody living with me? So days go by and she called me back, and
That's not good that she's just now calling back. Like, what if it was a real emergency?
she called me back and was like, "Oh, well, I was on vacation, blah blah blah." So she ended up, because I explained to her, like I said, I explained to her that I don't want nobody living with me and whatnot, and she said, well, she could see on camera that he comes in and out at odd hours, and I'm like, that still doesn't prove that he's living with me. And if you was watching the camera so hard, you would have also saw that there was literally a 3-week period where he wasn't even in my house at all. And she goes, yeah, because you kicked him out. Daryl, that's his name, told me that he was staying with him because you kicked him out.
You can't trust nobody, Tawatha, and that's just the facts. Like,
exactly. Like, why would you even go and say that?
You just can't trust anybody, especially with the day and age we're living in today. Definitely. I mean, you can trust me, but I know we can't. You can't trust everybody.
I try to get a lawyer, and the free public defender won't take my case because I'm not disabled, I'm not on subsidy, I'm not on Section 8 or anything like that. I don't have a child or anything like that. So it's literally just me and God. And then today I got papers in the mail saying that I had I owe rent, and if it's not, I got a $2,000 balance, and if it's not paid, then I'll receive an eviction notice. But on a notice to quit, it says any payments made will be payments due to it'll be payments made for occupancy and not rent. But mind you, I've been asking her for my freaking balance information so that I can get approved for rental assistance, and she never sent it. Like, I have it on text, we spoke on the phone, she agreed that she would send me it, never did. So to get all of a sudden get a balance, a late payment letter is what it was called. Like, you're trying to stack papers up against me to get me out of my apartment, and for what?
So have you been employed, Tawatha? Like, what's going on with that?
Well, back in May, I lost my job. Well, I left my job because it wasn't doing nothing for me, and God was telling me to quit your job and focus on entrepreneurship. So that's what happened, and I've been having my faith and trust in God ever since. But that doesn't explain her actions. Like, you literally was supposed to send me what I needed to get on rental assistance, and you never did.
Okay. So did you call around? Did you try to find any resources that maybe could help you, like with your rental situation? Because I understand we all fall on we all fall on hard times, excuse me. But I mean, there are resources, Tawatha, and I want you to take advantage of them. Don't.
Well, yeah, I did call around for rental assistance, but every time I try to get some information, it's either nobody serves New Britain, because you know places in Hartford only look out for places in Hartford, and then the places here in New Britain, they don't have funding, so they'll answer the phone and be like, okay, well, or they'll call me back and say, oh yeah, you were calling in regards to rental assistance. I'll be like, yeah, you know, tell them my situation, and they'll let the whole thing play out and then be like, oh well, we don't have any funding.
Oof, yeah, that is definitely a real waste of time, and I get it. Like, girl, I get it, because I'll be aggravated too. Like, how I'm calling you for help, and you listening to my story, and then you can't even help. Like, you could have just said that from jump, so I get it. I definitely understand. I do.
Exactly, a waste of freaking time if you ask me. I even hit up City Hall and try to get some help. I went out, filled out the application, all of that, and when they called me back, they said that due to me being unemployed, they won't work with me. So literally, I just feel like my back is up against the wall because I don't know how my rent's gonna get paid. I don't know how things are gonna get taken care of.
They will try to use that against you in court.
I know, but I did call around to try to get some legal advice, and everyone that I did call for a positive note did tell me that the case was weak because it's off of hearsay. It's not necessarily any factual evidence put into play.
So let me ask you this, Tawatha. Does he live with you? Does he live on his own? Like, where does he stay?
Well, she was asking me to get his lease information and a utility bill in his name, and I told her, yeah, just to kind of ease the conversation, but I'm not going to do it. He doesn't have any, like, he stays with his aunt, so I know. I'm going to have to wait until they send me a court date. I ain't got no choice.
So how have you been preparing, Tawatha?
Well, I've been taking notes and, you know, getting my backup information ready, but all I could do is trust in God at this point. And literally, I'm just so frustrated because it's just like, every time I try to take a few steps forward, I end up going backwards. And not to mention, I'm in a season, like I told you last session we had, where I had to let go. And because I have to let go, like, it's just causing me to just feel this bottomless pit of pain in my heart. Like, I feel so empty. I just feel like my back is up against the wall. Like,
Well, have you been staying sober? And be honest with me. Have you been staying sober?
I relapsed again. I did. Because, like, literally I can't trust nobody, okay? I've been feeling mad stressed. It's just, I'm being so stretched in the spiritual realm. And I just been trying to cope. And I know it's unhealthy, but I don't want to feel. Like, I'm just tired of feeling it, yo.
Yes, Tawatha, I know. And I know. Nobody likes to feel it. I know. I get it. But Tawatha, feeling the pain is the only way you will grow. And you have to push through in order to get to the other side. Because if you keep numbing the pain, you're not going to grow, Tawatha. Like, you're not gonna heal properly the way that you're supposed to heal. Remember what I told you last time? There's purpose in the pain, Tawatha.
And I understand that. I do. But the loneliness and the pressure of having to grow and elevate and God calling me higher, like, yeah, that's such a beautiful thing. But the having to lose people that you love and really having to walk this path by yourself and having to accept that is hard. Because, like, I didn't ask for this. And like, I do, but it's hard. And I'm in agreement with him. Like, I know that I need to let it go, but heartbreak ain't no joke, yo.
Why do you feel like it's hard?
Because the truth is, he's calling me into a season of like the singleness, and it's really, really, really hard. It's just hard because when you want something for so long with somebody and you can't get it, or it doesn't work out the way that you thought, it's hard.
I understand, but Tawatha, sometimes things just change for the better.
Like, I'm in this separation period, and who knows what could happen in this separation period. He can move on and find somebody that, he would actually really want to.
Has he ever cheated on you?
Well, yeah, he's done his share. He's done his share of dirt, if you want to call it that. Yes, he did. He did. He did. He did. And it did hurt, and it still hurts. But yet, I still love him. And yet, I still just wish that I still hope. Not even just wish, I just still hope for things to work out properly. And that we could get married one day and have that dream family life and all of that. But
sometimes attachments can be unhealthy and stunt your growth. And those unhealthy attachments can lead to your downfall if you're not careful to cut it at the root like you're supposed to Tawatha.
I know, and I get it. I do. But I do really still love him, and he's calling me into this. God has been calling me into this separate season, and I'm just fearful that he will move on and find somebody else. And
well, has he been helping you?
Yes, he has been helping me with this process, but it just doesn't. I've been feeling it. Okay, like, I get it morally that you're supposed to value yourself and whatnot, and I do. It's not that I don't. I don't want this season of change to lead into him moving on to somebody else.
Well, maybe God may have someone for you that will give you what you're asking of him.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm really not looking forward to that. Because I don't want it with nobody else. I want it with him.
Yes, I know, but sometimes you have to let go to make room for something better. As hard as that is to hear, and I understand frustrations, and I know that hurts to hear that, and I know that's so painful. But Tawatha, letting go doesn't always mean that it's something bad. Like, that's a good thing to let go sometimes, like. And I understand how you feel, and it's normal to feel loneliness, Tawatha. But maybe it's not all bad, and who's to say that he won't come back? Like, you never know, Tawatha. But you won't ever know if you don't just let go.
I'm just tired of. I'm so tired of always being the one that has to get left, or just stuff not working out with me. And I feel like I'm never chosen first. Like, it's always I gotta go through these trials and pains and being cheated on and stuff, just for someone to finally realize that, hey, she is worth it. But then by that time, it'd always be too late. And I want to be picked first for once. But at the same time, I can't help who I love. So I cope. I cope. I try to numb the pain as best I can, and it doesn't always work. And I know that you're not supposed to numb the pain, you're supposed to sit in it and whatnot. But when can I have happy days and feel joyful? Tawatha, I understand that, you've been trying to cope and you want your comfort and whatnot, but Tawatha, sometimes comfortability, it just won't help you grow. I'm sorry. And I know that that's something that's really hard to hear, Tawatha, but I need you to really listen to me. If you say you trust God, you gotta trust God and go all the way. Because Tawatha, think of it like this. With birds, right? When they're babies and they're in their nest and whatnot, they get fed and stuff. It's warm, it's cozy and comfortable. But then after a while, the mama bird got to start putting some sticks in there to poke and prod at the baby bird. Like, walking with God is a beautiful thing, but it just seemed like you always going through something. And then I got this eviction, this notice to quit on my case, and it's just like, but Tawatha, the comfortability is not always good, okay? Because listen, it's like with birds in their nest, like when it's time for them to leave the nest, the mom will stick sticks into the nest to make them uncomfortable so that they can learn how to fly. Because Tawatha, this is what's happening to you. There's sticks being placed in your nest so that you can learn how to fly. Because if you don't learn how to fly, you'll be a stunted bird. And obviously we know that you're not an animal or a bird or anything of that sort. But comfortability, if you keep leaning on it for too long, you keep staying there knowing that you've outgrown comfortability, what will happen is you will stunt your growth. And when you stunt your growth, you're going to live a life full of regret because the things that you should have became, you didn't become because you stunted your growth. That's like wearing shoes that are too tight. When you keep wearing shoes that are too tight, what happens? Your feet have no room to grow, and then what happens? You develop bunions, you develop problems, deformities in your toes and your bones, and then what once was attractive is no longer attractive. And that's the same thing with you, Tawatha. Like, sometimes you have to shed the old skin and let the new skin come out. Because if you keep holding on to that old skin, it's going to become like shrink wrap on you. And then eventually you won't be able to move your limbs to do anything, let alone go chase after the things that you find comfort in. So it's the same thing with this scenario. Tawatha, you have to be uncomfortable, and I gotta give it to you real, Tawatha. You gotta let go. Whatever God is calling you to let go of, you have to let it go, because that's the only way you will win. That's the only way you will prosper, and you have to trust the process. It's dark, but look at what the Bible says. Though I walk through the shadow of the valley of death, I shall fear no evil. It also says in your word too that the Lord is your shepherd, you shall not want. And I'm just paraphrasing, but his rod and his staff, they comfort you. And that's what you have to lean on, his rod and his staff, Tawatha. And I get it. I understand how you feel, and I'm not trying to take away from nothing about your feelings, because your feelings are very much validated. But Tawatha, we also have to be smart and think logically, and we have to use our tools that we have. No, we don't like to be uncomfortable, but there's always a way out. And if God is for you, who can be against you? So just hold on and trust him, and hold on a little longer, because it's not always going to be sad and gloomy days. There will be brighter days. And if you believe in God, then you must believe that he will get you through whatever it is that you're going through. And he will for certainly get you through this storm, Tawatha.
Think about everything you've overcome in your life, Tawatha. Think about the time where you never even knew anything about weed or drinking or anything like that, but yet you still overcame. Go back to those tools. What were those tools that you use? Only you know, Tawatha. Sit with yourself and go back to those tools and pick up where you left off at and let God elevate you and explore what God has for you. And like I said, I understand it's super hard and you've been leaning on it for so long, but Tawatha, if you know he's calling you to let it go, Tawatha, then you gotta let it go. And he only wants what's best for you. And I only want what's best for you, but you have to let it go, Tawatha.
I know I'm not supposed to be in fear. I know I gotta trust the process and that everything will be alright. But it's hard sometimes. I know. And I gotta stay strong. I gotta lean on him. I know. I know. He is the only way. He is the way maker. It's just, sometimes it's hard to trust him with my heart because I've just been through so much and because I don't want to feel uncomfortable. I don't want him to strip away my comfort, and I feel like that's exactly what he's doing. You're right. You're right. Well, I'm gonna do my best to keep you updated on the situation, and I don't know. I am gonna stay in prayer because that's all I can do.
Okay. Well, you make sure you keep me updated, Tawatha. You hear me?
Okay.
Keep me updated and don't ever hesitate to call me. You can call me at any time. It don't matter what time of night, what time of day. Call me. If you need somebody to talk to, you call me. You hear me?
Thank you. I will.
All right. You keep me updated. I'll talk to you later, Tawatha.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye.
All right. I look forward to hearing from you.